Hey guys, this is Roxum087. I just want to make a quick video about the PTS Centurion Arms CMR rail on a Tokyo Marui M4Z system. Now the reason why I'm making this video is because a lot of people who know me personally, they know that I always like to recommend this rail for a Tokyo Marui M4. And in this video, I'm going to explain why. So, one of the first reasons is the aesthetics, obviously. This is a fully licensed rail from Centurion Arms, and it's a very lightweight, highly skeletonized rail. It's basically one of those modern rails that's super tubular, super lightweight, and it just matches that modern look. Let me give you guys a very good example, actually. This right here is also a CMR rail. The one that you just saw just now, this is a 9.5-inch CMR rail. They also make one in the 11-inch. This one right here that has no rail panels, this is their 12-inch version. And their 12-inch version is very, very good looking. They used to make this, PTS used to make this without the skeletonization. Now they updated it with the Generation 2, and it has a lot of skeletonization done to the rail. So look at how exposed the outer barrel is. It's very, very exposed. And because of all these skeletonizations, the rifle is just so lightweight. Like, you can easily hold up the rifle and just do this all day. You can just swing around the rifle really, really easily. A lot of people in Hong Kong have been buying these rails just for the sake of doing that. Is because all you have to do is put a magnified optic on here, and you just hold this all day. You just hold this all day at like 30, 40 meters and just DMR everyone. Right? You're basically a mini marksman with your gas pullback. And, you know, when you have a Tokyo Marui M4, it's going to be pretty accurate right off the box, even if you don't do that much upgrades to it. So, you know, you can clearly see the appeal to it, right? Besides the aesthetics, it's lightweight, it's actually functional, so that's one of the first reasons. The second reason as to why people like the CMR rail is actually because of the rail panels. So these rail panels, they're very unique looking. They only fit on the CMR rail. They don't fit on any other kinds of rails. And the reason why is because of the way they're shaped. Notice that these rail panels, they're curved, and they follow the shape of the CMR rail. That's the reason why they're proprietary. And also, they use 2 screws to hold it onto the rail. And how it works is that the screw goes into these aluminum threads. Now, just as a warning, you can strip these threads. And you can also strip the screw itself. Like, if you're too rough with the Allen key, you can strip the screw itself. So what I personally recommend you to do is just, when you torque it in gently, and add blue thread lock while you're at it. Is because it's just way more secure. Just make sure that that's actually where you want to place your rail panel. When you're installing all your rail panels, maybe you just torque in your screw just a little bit, just so that you can quickly torque it out and add blue thread lock. For me, it didn't take me long to figure out where I want to put the rail panels, is because I'm a very basic guy. I don't like to run foregrips. I just like to hold my rifles like a M16 style. Which actually reminds me, I actually prefer the CMR rail without rail panels, is because it just makes things so much easier to hold and much more, because even though there's lots of cuts over here, lots of skeletonizations done to the rail, even though it's a little bit sharp, you're probably going to wear gloves. So, and for the rail sections and rail panels, you can get them in packets like this. You can't buy them separately. A packet like this costs $40 US, I believe. In Hong Kong, if you buy them from PTS Steel Shop, they retail for 320 Hong Kong dollars, which is actually quite expensive for a packet of stuff like this. It comes with 5 of these rail panels, these rail covers, 2 long Picatinny rails, and 2 short Picatinny rails, with all the proper screws for you to mount it onto your rail. They also sell this in a tan version. That was the black version just now. The tan version will come with tan Picatinny rails. And the last reason for why all these CMR rails are so popular is because they are very easy to disassemble. Most tubular rails that clamp onto the barrel nut like this, all you have to do is torque off 1 screw, and then torque off these 2 screws. And what you can do is that you can just slip your rail off, torque your barrel nut off, and if you have a gas block, take that off as well, and then you have access to your outer barrel. on a Tokyo Marui M4, this is super useful. It's because if you're working on your Marui M4, chances are you're working on your inner barrel, hop-up rubber, maybe your hop-up chamber or your hop-up tensioner, which is all on your outer barrel because you have to take that all out of there. So being able to disassemble your rail easily is a big, is very convenient for a Tokyo Marui M4Z system user. And also, this rail is not super expensive. Like this retails for these CMR rails. They retail for about 100 to 120 US dollars. The longest one is the most expensive one. This Gen 2 12-inch version. I believe this is the 120 US dollar one. Not super expensive for licensed rails. And if you buy a packet of rail panels, it's 160 US dollars at most for a very good looking front end setup, which I think it's not super cheap, but it's acceptable considering that the gun tends to look pretty good. The rail's light, it works very well, very easy to install, so on and so forth. You get the point. Oh, by the way, when you get the rail, you also get a gas block, the appropriate gas block for that whatever rail that you're using. So yeah, just lots of good points about the rail. It checks off a lot of boxes, and that's the reason why it's so popular. This, by the way, this actually sort of applies to other kinds of rails too, that are tubular. If you, for example, the Strike Industries rail, it's not bad as well. The Noveski NSR rail. Let me think, what else? The Bravo Company rail. And if you wish to install any AEG rail onto a Tokyo Marui M4, I'm pretty sure all of you guys know this by now, but just in case people don't know, if you wish to install an AEG rail onto a Tokyo Marui M4, all you need is a barrel nut adapter. That adapter is not an adapter actually, it's just a ring. It's just like a metal ring. That ring presses against the outer barrel as you install your barrel nut. And you need that ring is because pretty much all of our airsoft barrel nuts for AEG rails, it's too wide and it doesn't hold the outer barrel. That ring is basically a shim to hold the outer barrel. You can find that ring very easily. Spear Arms makes one, PTS makes one, Laylax makes one, Anchor Gun makes one, MAC makes one, a lot of companies make one. Don't worry about it, you can find it very easily. Just buy one from anywhere really. They're pretty much all the same. The Laylax one looks really pretty though. Anyways, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. I also have a Facebook page that you can follow me on, in which I'll leave a link in the description box below. Peace guys, happy shooting, and thanks for watching. That's how I would camp. I do this more often than I would care to admit, but it's a lot of fun, especially when you have a DMR scope. I really want to get a Leupold scope, but the cost of a Leupold scope is almost the cost of the rifle. Choices. By the way, this scope over here on my CQBR, this is a UTG scope, and it's not very good. It's actually it's actually almost as worse than airsoft quality, to tell the truth. But it looks cool. That's the only reason why I have it. Doesn't work very well. Doesn't count. This is an Aimpoint Pro though.